The phrase forgive and forget. What's the point, right? Everybody around us is us. So let's understand our connection to them. When we feel like we've been done wrong, that person may still affect us. The real question is, do we want to be haunted by the afterglow? This is where forgiving and forgetting comes into place. I find that either one or the other is all it takes. So either forget or forget the transgression. And this has a lot more to do with ourselves than anyone else in the first place. Oftentimes, we need to forgive ourselves for allowing that transgression to occur to even be over that effect. The biggest hint that we know it's over, the biggest sign of healing, is when we can look back at a traumatic experience, grateful for the way that it has caused us to grow. Let's dive into this. When we get into forgiving, this has a lot to do with healing more than forgetting. Forgetting is when we're just past the effects. Forgiving, we've truly gotten over the entire experience in a way to where it has become fundamental for our life. We no longer hold it against us and the other party. Let's understand that forgiving has a lot to do with understanding, experiential understanding of the heart. There are times we may forgive a person before we've realized it. Our heart will really tell us a lot about whether or not we must be with that person or not. This all goes to those feelings of pain and pleasure, growth, stagnation. I find that whenever I've been harmed by something, I had to do my best to understand what was it about myself to end up in this situation. And these are times when the other person may come into play. We can talk to them. It may make things easier. Though a lot of times we find that just being in the right places will create the right circumstances. And this is how we can forget. If you have a person that you're ready to forgive, but you just can't forget what they've done and it starts making us angry, there may be things that this person is doing to remind us of it. In fact, there may be things that they're doing that we just simply do not tolerate. And this is just fine. If you yourself are bothered by something, why not just leave that person? We can leave this person until we forget again. Best to have an understanding of how we feel and create the right circumstances than otherwise. Also, being able to talk with this person does wonders. What we must say is really connected to the conversation that we're currently having. If that person can accept what we're saying, then excellent time to have that conversation. If we feel that we can have that conversation, if we feel that we must have that conversation, we must get to it. But before we can even approach the other person, it's best to have a deep understanding through ourselves first. There's one technique used in Hawaii called the Ho'oponopono method. It's really my favorite when it comes down to locking the inner self with ever that connection and fixing this connection. What we do is we, in our heart, feel everything that has happened between us and another person. It could even be a group of people. And as we experience what's going on with us and through that, once we are immersed in that emotion and imagery of what has happened, we say in our heart these 4 steps. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I'll let you experience the surprises. Very pleasing. They still surprise me to this day. And that's the beauty of life. not knowing everything in our surf. There's no surf with a raw visit, right? Let's have fun with it.